midnight, in a city that never quite remembers your name. The streets glitter, the buildings lean in to listen, and somewhere above it all, a lonely radio tower hums to life. You turn the dial, searching for something that sounds like the truth, and you land on a station that is not supposed to exist. Good evening, insomniacs and dreamwalkers. You have tuned in to the Midnight Picture Show, broadcasting from somewhere between what you remember and what you are afraid to admit. Do not touch that dial, unless you plan to change your life.
Static drifting through the night, a distant signal finds the light. Through the wires, through the stars, through the hush of speeding cars. Somewhere past the tuning dials, past the miles of sleepless miles, a story waits on silver thread, where living beats out living dead. Moonlight hums in minor key, the future's tapping quietly. Every dream on borrowed tone, every heart on the unknown. Welcome to the midnight call, where the shadows sing the war. Turn the dial and lose control, let the signal touch your soul. Welcome to the afterglow of a world you do not know, when the past and the future blend, the broadcast never ends. Test the wire, test the flame, test the heartbeat of your name. If the signal pulls you near, you are already here. Welcome to the midnight call, where the strange feels natural. Tune your fear to steady sound, let the night spin you around. When the last clock forgets its tone, we are never truly alone. In the glow where dreams begin, let the show begin again. Static fades to velvet sound, the curtain lifts without a sound.
Clap your hands now, clear the floor. When the clock gets nervous, we dance some more. Clock on the wall says who knows when. The minute hand bends now and then. Floorboards talking, tap tap code. Every step's a secret road. Left shoe late and the right too soon. Moon doing tricks with a stolen moon. Every rule starts feeling thin when the room starts pulling you in. When the walls start skipping time, you forget what came before. Spin the night again, let the strange step in. When the room starts moving, you go moving with it. Spin the night again, let the rhythm in. If the world feels frozen, we will shake its skin. Mirrors wink from across the bar, tell you you are not who you are. Partner swaps with a borrowed face, every beat resets the place. Chairs all scoot like they know the trick, music gets up to something slick. When the floorboards lose their name, you remember why you came. When the ceiling learns to sway, you forget the price you paid. Spin the night again, let the strange step in. When the room starts moving, you go moving with it. Spin the night again, let the rhythm win. If the world feels frozen, we will shake its skin. Left and right now, turn around, lose that worry on the ground. Back you fall and forward fly, dance it low then dance it high. Step left, step right, lose that tidy sense of right. Hands high, feet gone, night keeps pulling us along. Spin the night again, let the strange step in. When the walls stop lying, we stop hiding in them. Spin the night again, let the rhythm win. If the world feels broken, we will bend it then. When the clock remembers how to breathe, we are still swinging underneath.
You always pick the stormy nights, don't you?
That's when the air's alive.
And dangerous.
That's the part I like.
The floorboards shake, the mirrors laugh, and then the crowd parts. You see someone standing in the half-light, a spark in human form. They look at you like you are already better than your fear. Every life has that one moment when someone leans close enough that you hear your own name for the first time.
You always stand this close to trouble?
Only when trouble looks like you.
Careful. Sparks have a way of catching.
Then let's see if they light the night.
I stood behind a velvet roof where safe was all I knew. Every step was stitched in fear until I danced with you.
You leaned in close and lowered truth like smoke into my ear. Every doubt I carried disappeared.
Every warning whispered soft when your shadow crossed my own.
Feel the spark tonight slip beneath your skin. Every lock you ever learned is rusting from within. Feel the spark ignite every hidden light. You were never made to sleep through this kind of night.
I was built from quiet yes and 100 silent no's. You laughed the cage right off my ribs like you always knew the code.
My name sounds different on your lips, like it finally fits. I was standing in the dark, now I exist.
Every step I swore I would not take, my feet now take for me.
Feel the spark tonight slip beneath your skin. Every lock you ever learned is rusting from within. Feel the spark ignite every hidden light.
You were never made to sleep through this kind of night.
Do not call it danger, do not call it wrong.
Call it just the moment where we wake the song. Every rule is just a story, scared of what we are. Closer now, the smoke grows warm in the hush before the storm. Feel the spark tonight,
Let it pull you free. Every caged up part of you is begging now to be. Feel the spark ignite. No disguise, you were never meant to live
half alive.
when the band goes quiet slow. You are still burning low. The band takes a breath, masks appear from silver trays, faces blur into golden shadow, and the night slips into something quieter and stranger.
Welcome to the masquerade where the lies wear perfumey and the truth wears velvet.
Behind velvet curtains and borrowed names, the room rearranges its truth. Faces become masks, masks become permission. Every stranger is suddenly familiar, and every familiar thing is suddenly strange. Some nights we do not want to be seen as we are. We want to be seen as who we almost were. Tonight the mirror makes no promises. Tonight the mirror only asks. They pass one another in practiced mystery, a gloved hand, a tilted head. The danger is not in being unrecognized. The danger is in being recognized too well. Somewhere between the mask and the skin, the truth holds its breath. And when the music stops, we will all have to decide what we take with us. when the last dance ends. You feel it, the thrill, the neon, the sweet chaos. All of it rings hollow in your chest. You have tried on every mask in the room, and somehow your face is still missing.
Every showman, every dreamer, every lost soul eventually reaches this point. The moment they realize the roar of the crowd will never drown out their own quiet heart.
Been a long road, but the lights are going out behind me now. I'm finally heading home.
The lights went down without a sound. Curtains fell like rain. I stood alone in borrowed skin, with a pocket full of names. They dressed me up in borrowed dreams and sold me what to say, but every cheer just echoed back like it was far away. I wore the smile they handed me, but it never wore me right. Now I am finally heading home, past the velvet and the chrome, leaving all the dressed up noise behind, where my real name still is known. I chased a crown of broken fire, paid for every borrowed throne. Now I am finally heading home to a life that is my own. Champagne promises in borrowed glass, applause that never stayed. Every triumph felt like death, every vow like masquerade. They wrote my lines in golden ink, but I read them all alone. Every mirror knew a stranger, every room felt like alone. Fame is just a crowded silence with 1,000 watching eyes. Now I am finally heading home, past the velvet and the chrome, leaving all the dressed up noise behind, where my real name still is known. I chased a crown of broken fire, paid for every borrowed throne. Now I am finally heading home to a life that is my own. Let the band slow down and fade, let the makeup wash away, let the spotlight learn to miss me, let the road remember me. Yes, I am finally heading home, where the song is soft and slow. No more selling off tomorrow for a shine that does not glow. I gave my youth to painted thunder, to a world of marble stone. Now I am finally heading home, where my heart has always gone. If you hear my footsteps fall, know I finally heard the call.
curtain falls, the crowd spills into the street. The stage sits empty, warm with the ghost of spotlights.
For the first time, you notice how loud the silence after applause can be.
The curtain falls. The crowd spills into the street. The stage sits empty, warm with the ghost of spotlights. For the first time, you notice how loud the silence after applause can be. I gave this room everything, and it only ever knew my stage name. They clapped for the mask. They cheered for the shadow. They loved the idea of me. But I do not think they ever met the man. I learned how to bow before I learned how to breathe. I learned how to shine before I learned how to rest. And somewhere between the spotlight and the silence, I got lost. When the last echo dies, what remains is not the song, but the one who carried it.
You could turn back. You could beg for one more song, one more bow, one more taste of borrowed thunder.
Or you could open a door that no one else can see.
At the end of the alley, a single door glows like a cigarette in the dark. No marquee, no poster, just light and the sound of your own footsteps.
Every signal ends somewhere. The signal fades, but it still calls my name. Through borrowed light and borrowed fame, through wires that once felt like my bones, through crowded rooms where I stood alone. I chased the sound I could not see, until the sound chased back to me. Ensemble hum softly in harmony. The clock forgot what time was for. The floor remembered every floor. The walls kept bending every rule, until the noise was no longer beautiful. Spin the night one final time. Let the strange become the sign. Feel the spark beneath my skin. Every lock is breaking in. Spin the past into the flame. Every mask forgets its name. Feel the fire draw me near. I am louder than my fear. Full band kicks in. Golden shadow mask and face. Every lie still knows its place. I dance with strangers in borrowed skin. Found out who I was not within. Every mirror learned my hands, but never lent the man after that home. The lights went cold. The echo failed to keep me bold. I am finally heading home. I am finally heading home. Past the velvet and the chrome, leaving all the dressed up noise behind, where my real name still is known. I chased a crown of broken fire, paid for every borrowed throne. I am finally heading home to a life that is my own. You could turn back, you could beg for one more song, one more bow, one more taste of borrowed thunder. At the end of the alley, a single door glows like a cigarette in the dark. Spin the night, feel the spark. After the applause comes the dark. Every mask, every song, every place I do not belong. All the noise, all the glow, every lie I used to know. Every wire, every frame, every borrowed name. Spin the night again. Let the strange get in. Feel the spark ignite. Every break within. After the applause, I finally see the quiet door is calling me. I am finally heading home, through the dark into the gold, past the masks and all the noise, to the sound I can avoid. The quiet door, the quiet door. No borrowed crown, no borrowed roar. The quiet door, the quiet door. I am not lost anymore. And then he stepped through This has been the Midnight Picture Show.
When the signal fades and the night forgets your name, remember this: you were never just part of the audience, you were always the story. This has been the Midnight Picture Show. If you wake up different, that is not our fault. That is yours. Until next time, keep one finger on the dial and one hand on your heart.